Joining us now with reaction, Florida Congressman and House Judiciary Committee member Matt Gaetz, attorney and lawyer, differently CEO Brian Rotella, and RNC National Spokeswoman Kayleigh McEnany. You know, Congressman Matt Gaetz, I'm going to ask you this first. Democrats seem to be excited about the opportunity of fighting for Medicare for all. You'd think they'd be depressed about Obamacare possibly being unconstitutional, but they're pivoting and they're right on to the next one. Is that ever possible?
Democrats were happy with Obamacare, but now it seems that they won't be satisfied until they have a complete government takeover of health care. There are Americans watching tonight who've seen their premiums rise. They've seen their deductibles become unaffordable. And at their jobs, they haven't seen the same career opportunities because Obamacare has been a wet blanket over our economy. So now, with this ruling, it's my expectation that our Chief Justice will have a second opportunity to do the right thing and rule Obamacare unconstitutional. You'll remember, Judge, that his basis initially for writing an opinion to uphold the law was that it was a tax. Well, now that we've repealed that tax, the foundation for Obamacare is crumbling, and that means we might be able to actually start on health care worthy of the great people in this country.
You know, Brian Rotella, I want to talk to you about since the congressman brought it up, how you think this vote is going to go in the Supreme Court and what you think of the Texas judge's decision overturning Obamacare.
Yeah, Judge Deneen, what I would say is there's another Rocky movie about this. This is a flat-out knockout. I think Sylvester Stallone, at his age, could come out the way Judge O'Connor, the judge in Texas, wrote this 54-page opinion and could get a 9-0, that's what I'm predicting, next June, which is when I think this is going to go to the Supreme Court, verdict decision upholding what happened in the Texas District Court. And the reason is this, and the congressman alluded to it, Judge O'Connor and the Texas court judge, he laid out line and verse why this baby gets thrown out with the bathwater, and that is the individual mandate. For the audience, that's what was at issue here, is what they were saying. The folks that were challenging this is when you take the tax bill that the president passed with Congress in 2017, that tax bill set the individual mandate to 0. By setting that individual mandate to 0, there is no tax. Justice Roberts said that it was constitutional because it went to the ability to tax.
Right.
If we have no tax, it's not constitutional. The whole bill goes away. What we have to think about is what happens when the Supreme Court upholds this. Where does our healthcare economy go from there?
And, you know, it's all about severability. I mean, you know, once that individual mandate, the tax piece is gone, then the whole thing apparently fails if the judge's thinking is upheld. Kayleigh, I want to talk to you about what we just heard Chuck Schumer talking about. And that was that, you know, the sky is falling. There'll be no money for opioid addiction and fighting that. There'll be no money for women giving birth to children and babies. I mean, it's Chicken Little, run for the hills. How are the Republicans going to gainsay or rebut that kind of message?
By telling the truth, those are scare tactics. Obamacare is staying in place until it is appealed up to likely the Supreme Court through the Fifth Circuit. So Obamacare staying in place, the onus is on Democrats to come to the table. We've put forward very fair-minded plans. Graham Cassidy was fantastic. If Democrats wanted to have a liberal Medicare for all, aka socialized medicine system, they could have done it. However, it would be at the state level. Meanwhile, the red states would have free market solutions and thriving health care. It was a fair-minded plan, but Democrats are not interested in solutions or affordable health care. That's why we have Obamacare, where the average premium has doubled. The only one who has taken an interest in solving the health care problem is President Trump, who put in place short-term health care plans, market-based solutions that have actually made this the only year we have not seen premiums rise since Obamacare was put in place. That is thanks to President Trump and the little he can do from the executive side.
All right, and Matt Gaetz, finally, you know, the Democrats have refused to work with the president on just about everything. I suspect, and tell me if I'm wrong, that all they're going to do is have this mantra of Medicare for all, and they're not going to work to change anything in the run-up to the 2020.
They've already voted against tort reform. They've voted against buying insurance across state lines, and they voted against block grants that would unlock the innovation at the state level that Kayleigh was just talking about. So I don't know what they're for, but they seem to be against the things that would lower prices for Americans.
Thank you. All right.